It's plain and simple. Porn stars shouldn't be cyberbullied to death. So, with the death of porn stars August Ames, Alyssa Funk, and many more, it's about time we start paying attention to the arousal behind these sentiments. The industry's total revenue has been estimated at considerably varying levels. In an interview conducted with Alex Hemley, founder of porn news outlet XBiz, he states that appraisals range from less than 6 to over 97 billion per year. As much as you may not like to hear it, MarketWatch.com reports that the horny, prepubescent teams of this nation have single-handedly propped up porn sites to have more economic impact than Netflix. Yeah, your sweaty cousin who got his iPad taken away last week for watching porn is helping to create the market for websites more popular than eBay and Netflix. While you may have moral qualms about porn, such as a distaste for its child porn presence, damaging psychological effects, exploitation of women, or inflated fantasies, ultimately, it doesn't matter. Porn is here, and so long as space gremlins don't invade Earth and take every female hostage to run their galactic beet farm, it's here to stay. It would be foolish to assume that we can put a complete end to porn, but it's not out of scope to alter the way we treat its porn stars. After all, if we're going to consume the products, can we really judge the creator? The life expectancy of porn stars is about 37, and in contrast, that of a typical American hovers at a healthy 78 years. Of course, this statistic takes into account a significant proportion of other factors, but the majority of the study is comprised of regular suicides and depression-induced drug overdoses. Porn has a bad reputation of their performers having a premature death, but is that really because of their choices, or is it because of the way society treats its actors? In the 90s, an Arizona sex worker going by the stage name Ginger Banks told Hollywood Life that the way society looks at and treats porn stars makes us more depressed, and that it's hard to feel like we don't belong or we're second-class citizens. Clearly, the bullying of porn stars is not a new problem. With the advent of the internet, porn became published for all to access instantaneously, creating an immeasurable market of people who could view the sexual films. It's speculated that the first porn site was Sex.com, founded in 1994 by Gary Creeman. Yeah, Creeman like semen hat. And here's a fun fact. Creeman sold Sex.com for $12 million and kept it pushing until he became the founder of Match.com, which was the site where he lost his girlfriend to. Sex.com and the plethora of sites like it allowed porn to flourish. With a new online platform, viewers could find and follow actors, even gaining the ability to communicate with them online. When Alyssa Funk filmed her first porn video on a popular site called Casting Couch X, she posted several tweets in response to her newfound notoriety. However, her fame turned sour when she began receiving hate comments, and her family reported that her classmates' taunts wounded her so deeply. Alyssa's family rallied after her death and started the Alyssa Stop Bullying Fund to collect money for anti-bullying charities, but they only got $165, which isn't even enough to buy a Wii console, and those things are trash, especially that Ninja Bread game. While the family admitted that Funk suffered from depression every now and then, they firmly believed that it was the taunting tweets that pushed her over the edge. John Ronson is an author who specializes in internet shame, most notably in the novel So You've Been Publicly Shamed. August Ames, the center of the author's focused podcast, The Last Days of August, highlights the trope of a porn star being cyberbullied to death. On December 3rd, 2017, August Ames posted a tweet that stated that whichever lady performer is replacing me tomorrow for @EroticaXNews, you're shooting with a guy who has shot gay porn, just to let you know. BS is all I can say. Do agents really not care about who they're representing? #LA Direct, I do my homework for my body. Her comments were undeniably homophobic, but more importantly, they were so close to Christmas. Like, you know the struggle of avoiding your racist Uncle Gary so you don't have to tell him, like, oh, you can't say that anymore? Well, imagine having to deal with two people. Like, come on, I'm just trying to eat my candied yams. Damn. Almost immediately, August was hit back with constructive criticism and people attempting to educate her on the subject, in addition to a flood of cyberbullying. August Ames died 2 days later in the LA area due to suicide by hanging. Ronson explains the occurrence on the Russell Hour show.
She'd been piled in on Twitter for tweeting something that came over as homophobic. So Twitter piled in on her. Twitter did what Twitter does, which is,
Yeah.
And later that night, she went out. She told her husband Kevin that she was going tanning, and she was found dead in a park of suicide. But it was dizzying. I mean, it was dizzying in terms of I had to figure out why August died. I mean, which meant probing the lives of the people around her.
Right, okay. So it's a real analysis into what happens to someone's soul when they're in that.
Yeah, and it was really hard because I never want to attack people in my stories.
Yeah.
I always want to be like empathetic. I mean, my philosophy when it comes to these stories is that, everybody's damaged,
Yes.
We're all a mess. This is why I hate Twitter, because on Twitter, Twitter's a stage for constant artificial high drama, where everybody's either a magnificent hero or a sickening villain.
Aim's husband stated that bullying took her life. If the harassment had not occurred, she would be alive today. She ended her life the day after the bullying began. To think they are unrelated is delusional. Cyberbullying in porn disproportionately affects women. The disparity is for two reasons. We are taught that women cannot be sexual beings in the way that men are, and consequently, women get objectified frequently. Additionally, the average porn career for females is less than 6 months, with 30% of performers only shooting one video. Yet somehow, males last 5 years. Just another example of porn being nothing like real life. Yeah. In the porn industry, people lose interest quickly, and your biggest fans turn into your harshest critics. When stars crash in one way or another, people turn on them, and they go from instantaneous riches to crippling debt. They are forced to do degrading scenes such as being relegated to rape porn, or Twitter comes fully swinging. It's no wonder mental health is adversely affected. August's husband again commented that the performer community does not have adequate access to mental health services. It was unnecessarily hard for her to find someone who would treat her. Our industry appropriately emphasizes the testing and physical health, but the mental health conversation has conveniently been swept under the rug. We need to step up as a business and make this a priority. What we perceive to be reality ultimately is the reality for us. For Gen Z and millennials, that reality is easily hosted online in the form of social media. August Aim's death was not the first death to be catalyzed by social media, and unless we can learn to accept ourselves as we truly are, flaws and all, it will not be the last.